Mr. Smirnov comes to the house of Mrs. Popov to ask her to return the money which had been taken from him by her dead husband. So she tells him very clearly that if my husband Nikolai Mikhailovich owes you money, is indebted to you, I shall of course pay you, but I am sorry, I do not have the money today. So she tells him very clearly, very politely that today she doesn't have the money, and if the husband had taken any money from him, she would definitely pay that. Tomorrow, my manager will return from the city. I will ask him to pay you what is due to you. So don't worry. If my husband has taken money from you, definitely I'm going to give it back. But today I don't have the money to be given to you. Tomorrow, my manager will come from the city and I will ask him to pay you what is due to you as soon as he comes home. But until then, I cannot satisfy your request. I cannot satisfy your request till then. Moreover, furthermore, today is just 7 months after the death of my husband, so I'm not in a mood to discuss money matters. So there are two things. Number one, the manager is not at home today. He has gone to the city. He'll come back only tomorrow. So when the manager comes back tomorrow, I will ask him to pay you money. Second one, you shouldn't discuss money matters to me today because I'm not in a mood, as I am still grieving over the death of my husband. I'm still in mourning. You can see that I don't talk to any strangers, I don't talk to outsiders, I don't go out of the house, and I am not in a mood to discuss money matters. So please go away, come back tomorrow. But Smirnov, Madam, I'm in the mood to fly up the chimney with my feet in the air. If I cannot lay hands on that interest tomorrow, they'll seize my estate. So Smirnov tells her that he is helpless. Madam, I'm helpless. Tomorrow I have to pay interest on a loan that I have taken. So if I don't pay the interest tomorrow, by tomorrow, what will happen? I will lose my estate. My estate will be confiscated or seized, and I'm in the mood to fly up the chimney if I cannot get hold of that money to pay the interest tomorrow. So tomorrow, if I cannot pay the interest, I will lose everything. Then I will have to fly up the chimney with my feet in the air. I will have to commit suicide. There won't be any other option for me. So please don't disappoint me. Give me the money today itself. I have to pay the interest tomorrow. If I don't do it, if I don't pay my interest tomorrow, I will have to kill myself. Mrs. Popov, see, day after tomorrow you will receive the money. Don't worry, I'll give you the money day after tomorrow. Smirnov, I don't need the money day after tomorrow, madam. I need it today itself. Tomorrow is a due date for me to pay the interest. So I have to get it today itself. Mrs. Popov, I'm sorry, I can't pay you today. I don't have the money. My manager has gone to the city. He has got it. So he'll pay you the money tomorrow. Smirnov, I can't wait till day after tomorrow. I have come here today. I should get the money today itself. I can't wait for 2 more days. Popov, what can I do if I don't have money? How can you pester me like this? How can you trouble me like this? I have told you that I don't have money today. So how can I pay you money when I don't have it? Smirnov gets angry. So he's asking, so you can't pay? I cannot. Popov, is it your final word, last word, that you can't pay? Yes, it is my last word. Absolutely? Popov says, absolutely. I'm very sure that I cannot pay you the money today. I'll pay the money only when my manager returns. Smirnov, thank you. Then he shrugs his shoulders. expressing his displeasure. He shrugs his shoulder, he lifts his shoulders and says, they expect me to stand put up with all these things. I met that tall gatherer, tax collector just now, and he asked me why I was always worried. So this morning, I met that tall gatherer in the street on the way, and he asked me, Mrs. Mano, why are you always worried? Why? I told him, in heaven's and God's name, why shouldn't I worry? So I told that tax collector, sir, I have to worry because I need money. I feel the knife at my throat. So the tax collector asked me why I was worried. I told him that I have to worry because I told him very clearly I have to worry. I cannot help worrying because I'm in deep trouble. I feel threatened. I feel the knife at my throat. I need money immediately. Yesterday morning, I left my house in the early dawn munjane, early in the morning. I left my house in the early dawn and called on all my debtors. Yesterday morning, I left my house very early in the morning. Then I paid a visit to every one of my debtors. Debtors here, those who have taken money from me. Many have taken money from me. So they are my debtors. I have got so many debtors. So yesterday I went to everybody's house asking for the money back. Even if one of the debtors had paid his debt, that would have been enough for me. I have so many debtors. If one of them has paid, then that money will be enough for me to clear my interest. I worked the skin of my fingers. I worked the skin of my fingers. I struggled hard. I worked very, very hard. I suffered so much in getting the money back. The devil knows, only Satan knows in what sort of dirty inn I had to sleep. So I went around calling on everybody and I had to suffer so much. And yesterday I had to put myself in a dirty inn, a Jew inn. Inn means lodge, hotel. I had to stay in a dirty hotel. And what kind of a room did I stay in? I stayed in a room, dirty room, with a barrel box of brandy bottles. So I had to stay in such a dirty room, which is stuffed with barrel of brandy bottles. The room was filled with a barrel of brandy bottles, and I had to sleep, I had to live, I had to stay in such a dirty room. Now, at last, I have come here 70 kilometers from home. Verst is a measurement of distance. One verst is equal to 1.1 kilometers. And now at last I have come here to this house, Mrs. Popo's house, that is nearly 70 kilometers from my home, hoping to get some money at least. And you tell me, he's telling Mrs. Popov, you tell me that you are not in a mood to discuss financial matters. Why shouldn't I worry? I have to get worried because my debtors are not returning the money that they had taken from me. So I have to worry so much. I have to get angry. I have got the right to be angry. I have the right to shout at everybody because people are cheating me, people are fooling me, my debtors are really troubling me. They are not returning the money that they have borrowed from me. Mrs. Popov, I thought I made it very clear to you that the manager will return from town tomorrow and then you will get your money back. Mrs. Popov tells him again and again, see, my manager will come back tomorrow from the city. As soon as he comes back, I'll give you the money. Smirnov, I did not come to see your manager. Smirnov, shouts at Mrs. Popov by saying that, why do you keep on talking about your manager? I have come to see you. Your husband took money from me, but he's no more, so I have to meet you, not your manager. I have come here not to see the manager, but to see you. I have come here to see you, not your manager. I came to see you. What the devil, what the hell, pardon me, pardon the language that I'm using. I'm angry. I can control my anger. Sorry, don't feel hurt because of the language that I'm using. Sorry for the dirty language or vulgar language that I'm using. What the devil, pardon the language, do I care for the manager? And he says, please pardon the language that I'm using. And what the devil do I care for your manager? Madam, what the hell do I care for your manager? I don't care for your manager at all. So why should you keep on talking to me about your manager? Hell with your manager. Sorry for the bad language. Mrs. Papa, really, sir, you're using vulgar language, insulting language. I'm not used to such a dirty language or such dirty manners. I will not listen to you any further. She goes out, left. So, expressing her displeasure, the kind of language that he has used, she tells him she is not used to such dirty language, such dirty manners, and she goes out, leaving Smirnov in the room. Smirnov, what can one say to that? Look at this. 7 months since her husband died. So look at this lady. She's saying that her husband died just 7 months ago. I am here waiting to get my money back. I'm here hoping to get my money back, and she is telling me that her husband died just 7 months ago. Do I have to pay the interest or not? The big question now. The $1,000,000 question that is confronting me is, should I pay the interest tomorrow or not? I repeat the question. So he's talking to himself now. He's asking himself, should I pay the interest tomorrow or should I wait for 2 days? I repeat the question, should I pay the interest or not? The husband is dead and all that. The manager is a devil with him. Look at this. She says her husband is dead, and she says the manager has to come back from the city, and hell with him. Hell with the husband, hell with the manager. Now tell me, what should I do? Shall I run away from my creditors in a balloon? I have to pay back the money which I had taken from my creditors. I had borrowed money from somebody. He's waiting for the installment. He's waiting for the money. So, but my debtors are not paying me. So what should I do? Shall I run away from my creditors? My creditors are waiting for me to return the money as I am waiting for my debtors to return the money to me. So shall I just escape from the city sitting in a balloon? Shall I just escape, go away from the city without paying money to the creditors? Tomorrow is the last date for paying the interest on the loan that I have taken from my creditors. Or knock my head against a stone wall and commit suicide? So should I escape from this place or should I kill myself? Should I knock my head against a stone wall? If I ask Grusdev, he chooses to be not at home. Grusdev is a man who has taken money from me. So if I go to him, if I go to the house of one of my debtors, Mr. Grusdev, he chooses to be not at home. So the moment I go to his house, somebody in the house tells me he is not at home. Eroshevich, another debtor of mine, has simply hidden himself. He doesn't come out at all. I don't know where he is. He's simply missing. I had quarreled with Curzon, another debtor, and came near throwing him out of the window. I went to Mr. Curzon, who had taken money from me. I went to his house. I quarreled with him, and I almost threw him out of the window. because he refused to pay the money back to me. Another debtor, Masutov, is ill and this woman has moods. So look at my debtors. I have got so many debtors. Mr. Khrushchev is not at home. Mr. Khrushchev is not at home. Mr. Yeroshevich has simply disappeared, vanished. Then Curzon refuses to pay the money back, and Masutov is ill. And look at this woman, Mrs. Popov. She says she is not in a mood to talk about money. Not one of them is going to pay up, and all because I have spoiled them, because I'm an old whiner, complainer. I keep on complaining, I keep on irritating, I keep on pestering them, asking them to return my money. So that's the reason why everybody avoids me. In fact, I have spoiled them. I shouldn't have given the money to them. I have given, now I'm caught. I'm an old whiner. They consider me as a dish rag, a piece of cloth that is used to clean the vessels. So they treat me just like a dirty piece of cloth. So that's why they don't care, they don't listen to what I'm saying. I'm too tender hearted, I'm very soft with them, but wait, I allow nobody to play tricks with me, the devil with them, hell with all of them. So far, I have been very, very nice to them, soft to them, kind to them. Hereafter, I won't allow anybody to escape. I won't allow anybody to cheat me, play any cunning tricks with me. I'll stay here and not move. Birds move until she pays. I will stay here and will not move from this place until she pays the money. How angry I am. I cannot control my anger, my feelings. How terribly angry. And every tendon muscle, every muscle is trembling with anger, and I cannot breathe. I can hardly, not at all breathe. I'm even growing ill. I don't know what is going to happen to me. I don't know what is happening to me. I'm getting angry. My muscle is trembling with anger. I can hardly breathe. I feel breathless and I feel ill. I'm growing ill. He calls out, servant. Then loudly he shouts. Then Luca, hearing his cry, Luca enters. Luca, what is it you wish? Smeno, bring me kvass of water. I'm feeling very hungry. I'm feeling ill. So get me some drink. Kvass. It's a drink, what do you call, Russian cola. Bring me kvass of water. I'm feeling thirsty. Luca goes out. Well, what can we do? She hasn't it on hand. She hasn't the money on hand. She says she doesn't have money now. What sort of logic is that? A fellow stands with the knife at his throat. He needs money. So look at my creditor. What does he do? He threatens me by saying that I'll kill you if you don't pay the money tomorrow. He's on the point of hanging himself, and she won't pay because she is not in the mood to discuss money matters. Look at me. Here is a man standing with a knife at his throat. If I don't pay the interest tomorrow, I'll be killed. My property will be lost, confiscated, and I need money. And I'm on the point of hanging myself. So tomorrow, if I don't get enough money to pay the interest, I will have to commit suicide. But she tells me, though her husband owes me money, she tells me she won't pay because she is not in a mood to discuss money matters. Fantastic logic. Women's logic. Only women can talk like this. That's why I never liked talk to women. Women are so bad. When you tell them something important, they'll divert your attention by saying something else. So I told her that I have to get the money back, and she's telling me she is not in a mood to discuss money matters. Why I dislike doing it now. Even now, I dislike talking to women. I would rather sit on a powder barrel than talk with a woman. I would prefer to sit on a barrel, powder barrel, than talk with a woman. It's very, very difficult to talk to a woman. I'm getting cold as ice. This affair has made me so angry. This situation, what is happening now? This affair has made me so angry. I need only to see such a romantic creature from a distance to get so angry. I get cramps in my legs. So the moment I see a romantic creature, that's a pretty lady from a distance, I get so angry, I get cramps in my legs, I get muscle catch, I get cramps in my calves. It is enough to make one yell, shout for help. So I hate talking to pretty women. And here is one, and she tells me she is not in a mood to talk about money, finance. I'm getting cold as ice. This affair has made me so angry. I need only to see such a romantic creature. Even if I see a romantic creature from far away from a distance, I get so angry. I get cramps in my calves. It is enough to make one cry for help. Then Luca enters at that time. Luca hands him water. He doesn't bring kvass. Instead, he brings water. Madam is ill and she is not receiving.